Garrett Nussmeier has committed to play for the LSU Tigers. We got to talk about it after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You got to help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, we need to talk about quarterback Garrett Nussmeier committing to play for the LSU Tigers, joining their 2021 class. He is the third commitment in the last 2 weeks, following JoJo Earl, wide receiver, and Landon Jackson at defensive end, and Xavier Carter. Well, I guess that's four, right? Because it's not Xavier Carter. Yeah, it is Xavier Carter. I had it right. Garrett Nussmeier is the quarterback of the future for them, right? So that means that Caleb Williams is not. That means that Caleb Williams earlier coming out with his top three, including LSU, would mean that you would have a 4-star and a 5-star quarterback joining the same class. I don't think it's likely, and that's why I'm saying I don't think they're a quarterback in the future. I think it's OU Maryland. By that, I mean it's OU. Garrett Nussmeier is also the son of Doug Nussmeier, who is, of course, quarterback's coach assistant for the Dallas Cowboys and was an offensive analyst for the LSU Tigers not too long ago. Coming out of Flower Mound, 38 touchdowns, 3,000 yards passing, has a big arm, has tremendous savvy, and of course is the son of an offensive coordinator and quarterback's coach. Notably, Nussmeier also coordinated for Alabama. You would think that he wants to go to a dude that, understands what he has. And Scott Linehan, having just come from the Dallas Cowboys, Steve Ensminger just put Joe Burrow into the NFL as number 1 overall draft pick, and of course, raised the kiddo up with Joe Brady into the kind of player that he was. You get your quarterback for the 21 class, and you get a guy that absolutely has the tools that you need to succeed in the SEC. And I think this is a win for all those involved. And I think that really this was the best possible outcome, knowing that once Caleb Williams took his visit in March to Oklahoma, that he was becoming an OU lean. And even before that, when Brock Vandagriff reopened his recruitment and committed to Georgia, that was going to be that. And Nussmeier was going to announce his commitment like in April, probably at the LSU spring game. But since nobody's had a spring game, he decided to delay that commitment and then came out with it, May the 4th be with you. Joins Rashawn Davis, of course, JoJo Earl, Deion Smith, Dakota Mitchell, Xavier Carter, Landon Jackson, Anthony Hundley, and of course, Peyton Todd. Punter committed to play at LSU. And the thing that I enjoy most about LSU's recruiting process right now is that they've just continued to build at a steady pace, right? Unlike Tennessee or even Ohio State or even North Carolina, didn't have a bunch of commits decide to go in like a week's time. They've had them basically building on each other, right? And at a time when it looks like Oklahoma needs to really get it picking up and they pick up a commitment in Danny Stutzman, you're not really seeing LSU fall out of the top 25 in recruiting, and they're still within striking distance of the top 10 and could make a surge toward the top 5 because that's still in play in May for them. But it is fascinating because looking at the SEC, the rankings have Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, then LSU. Tennessee is number 3 in the country, right? Florida, number 4 in the country, right? And then you get to Georgia, who's got 7 commits, and they'll close strong because Kirby Smart has won 2 of the last 3 recruiting championships. And I expect him to be there at the end as he was last year. LSU coming off of a national championship where they saw not just 14 NFL draft selections, but every draft eligible player declared and was made eligible end up either getting drafted or signing as an undrafted free agent. Right? I think the long snapper was even taken in the draft for the LSU Tigers. And that's as it should be, right? If you won a national championship, you're probably top heavy, right? With juniors and seniors that are ready to go. And you also want to be able to get your 4- and 5-star kiddos on the field sooner rather than later because there's this thing called the transfer portal that they can go into. I mean, Kelvin Joseph went into the portal last August and he was supposed to be a pretty decent to good safety for them. Goes to Kentucky, they don't miss him. Jacoby Stevens, great. Grant Telpit, great. Kerry Vincent, also going to be good this year. It's an interesting assortment of players for them and an embarrassment of riches. So what does this mean for Oklahoma? It means that Caleb Williams is yours to lose, right? Because Penn State, they're set, right? Maryland, they're going to have to come strong. I mean, I could see it because he's a Maryland kid and he's a hometown kid. But they're really going to have to work at this to beat out Oklahoma, not because it's Oklahoma, because Lincoln Riley's been so good about developing quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and then soon to be Spencer Rattler. He has been basically the best that has been working over the last 5 years in developing quarterbacks, and has turned them into not only NFL quarterbacks that start, but also Heisman Trophy winners, Offensive Player of the Year, all the accolades that come with this stuff, right? And in this age of name, image, and likeness, being able to sell those things, especially after a year where you might be dominated as the starting quarterback at Oklahoma, is not going to be a small thing. Don't see how you get to do that in Maryland, which is still a basketball school. Sorry about you, Terrapins. So, if anything, Garrett Nussmeier made it easier for Oklahoma to secure Caleb Williams by basically taking that quarterback slot, especially since they took 2 quarterbacks in the last recruiting class, right? Max Johnson, of course, right? Among others, right? And TJ. They got quarterbacks. They're fine at quarterback. They don't need 2 quarterbacks in this class, though we're seeing that trend is continue to pick up with more folks deciding that they want to take 2 quarterbacks in one class because one of them is going to win the job. One of them is probably going to go into the portal. You saw that with Texas here in the last recruiting class with Jaquindon Jackson and Hudson Card. Many folks expect Hudson Card to win out and Jaquindon Jackson to be one of the best athletes that they have on the offensive side of the ball, though he will get an opportunity to play quarterback, but I think he's going to get an opportunity to play quarterback like Rashawn Johnson got an opportunity to play quarterback. Just the way it's going to work out for me. So really interesting Monday already on this May the 4th. And I think it's going to get to be even more interesting as we continue to dig through the minutia of recruiting in May. All right, that's it for me. Doses.